Hi guys, today we're going to play with our evil Black Lantern Batman. We'll just fly around a bit, waiting for people to log in or to tune in. There's a lot of people who have a hard time. Hi Drango. There's a lot of people who still have a hard time navigating the Hall of Doom, and I can sort of understand why. Essentially, you have three wings, same as the Watchtower, and you have to sort of think of it like sort of a T. So to the left side of the T, you have the deck, the tech wing, same as the watchtower. To the right side of the T, you have the magic wing, again same as the watchtower. And to the bottom of the Hall of Doom, you have the magic the meta wing. Again, same as the watchtower. The distinction is the middle part where essentially it's like a huge circle. So you could go round and round and round in circles forever. And there's that little middle part also. There's a few bits of the watchtower that was closed off after a while. And I thought you would assume that they would have closed off this part to do the same thing. But I guess they either they could not do it or they did not see the point of doing it. Although there's not as many villains as there are heroes, so maybe the Hall of Doom wasn't lagging as much as the Watchtower could have been. So today we're going to do a few group missions with our Black Lantern Batman. At least we're going to try to. I'm not as overgeared as my Magneto was. So in a few missions, if I've like yesterday when I did the which was it the Kryptonian one? The name escapes me right now. Yesterday when I did the Phantom Zone, if I hadn't been overgeared, we wouldn't have made it. And even then, I had to switch to controller halfway through because obviously the controller couldn't keep up, or forgot to give power. Either way, it wasn't good. Hi Garth. So people are starting to tune in. So let's start. Actually, let's start a solo just to warm up, and let's start an easy one. I'm a little rusty, so I need a bit of practice. I haven't played with my Black Lantern Batman in a bit, which is, I guess, the problem when you have too many characters. You don't play with them often enough.
Consume all the sinful energy. All of it. Then
I will defeat those
watch
two
Jesse
evil demons
take over
first, and I'll go through my loadout just so that you guys can follow a bit better.
My brother Julius's appetite knows no
I guess
bounds. He's
I
currently
still
eating his way from the tunnel's kitchen
remember
through the
some of the
rest of the
combos.
wastelands. You
So let's
might
take
want
a
to
quick
stop
look at our
before he
loadout.
eats something of
So
value.
essentially, the first one is Haunt, and it has a nice combo, which is combos into Smite. Malediction, which again combos into Benediction. And it, even though I'm a DPS, it allows me to get some elf back. That's my supercharge, which also allows me to get some elf back, and it does damage and all that good stuff. There's Plague, which does usually a bunch of damage. Essentially, it's the damage over time. It takes a bit. It takes a long time to set up, especially if you want to do the combo, which is Divine Light. So odds are you'll see me get interrupted quite a bit. And because I get interrupted a bit, it's one of the few characters where I actually kept the breakout move from the movement tree. And that's my pull move, which can combos into Wrath of the Presence. And for let's take a look at our healer. Oh no, that's one, not this one. Oh, I still have a few skill points. As a healer, I'm using essentially Admonish, which is my my heal for 3 group members. For me and 3 group members, my 4-player heal. This is my 2-player heal. Again, I'm using pretty much the same supercharge. This is my heal over time. That's a group shield. And again, with the pull move, which can also be turned. A few of those moves can be turned into heal over time if you do the combos. Actually, let's practice our healer moves a bit. So if you mess up like I did, you're going to run out of power pretty quick. I think I don't need that much practice after all. So as you can see all the healing coming in, even though I'm still in DPS. So. There's a mission. It's from the, if I'm not mistaken, you get it from the Bane mission as you level up. Yeah, you get it from the Bane mission as you level up, or you get it from the, I think the Nightwing PvP gear allows you to have the Nightwing baton as well. Although I could be mistaken. But ideally, the best bet is the Nightwing, the Bane mission. The problem is that you have to play the character using the baton at character creation. And for the PvP gear, sadly, you have to work your way up to the 100 combat rating gear, and then you're going to be able to purchase the baton. So either you have to start with a character that is using the baton from the start, a dual wheel I should say from the start. Or you're going to have to do a bit of PvP in order to be able to afford it. As for the healing, essentially it's, well, I would say it's fairly simple, but I remember a time when I thought that healing was fairly simple, and it turns out it wasn't as simple as I thought. But I'm going to try to explain it a bit as I'm playing solo. Let's see. Essentially, you want to start your healing over time so that you can heal your friends as they're fighting. Usually, players will, for some reason, a lot of players will wait to cast the healing over time. I don't know why. I guess they're afraid to waste mana or something. Waste power, I should say. The thing is that if the healer is giving you your power over time, if the controller is giving you your power over time, you should be gaining whatever power you've used for your heal over time. You're going to gain back in just a few seconds. So ideally, what I do is that you start with your heal over time as soon as the fight starts, and you keep your heal over time going throughout all the fight. Essentially, once you see that, or once your heal over time seems to be finished, then you cast it again and again and again. So ideally, you want to keep your heal over time going at all times. And if you're using weapon mastery, it will help you a bit in conserving power. And I messed up my combo. And then as your heal over time is going, then you're going to cycle through your what is known as your burst heal. Essentially, at the far left on the square button, I have my 4-player heal, and on the triangle I have like my 2-player heal. So I start with the heal over time, and then I cycle through the 4-player heal or the 2-player heal as needed. And there's even my right move triangle, which is also allowing me to do some heal over time if I use the combo.
I want what you've got.
And again, some of the other combos also start some heal over time. So essentially, if you go through your combos and if you just keep your heal over time going, that should help at least a bit.
What have you got? I'm sure I want it too. You can't have mine.
Hi, wizard. Oh, let's summon our friends. I'm not sure why I'm locked on the... There we go. As you can see, I'm spamming powers a little too much. So ideally you want to go through a weapon combo and then use a power combo. But sometimes it's not always possible. I was under the impression that even as a healer you were supposed to get some power back from essentially from what I understood, healers, celestial healers should be having the advanced mechanics also. I guess that's not the case. The Russell Gould hairstyle, you get it from, I can't even show you the mission. Just give me a second. Oh, let's take the mask. Oh, I can't, it's true. Essentially, you get it from the, is it the Demon's Pit? I think you get it from the Demon's Pit. I think that's what the name of the mission is called, but I can show you the name, the actual name, once I actually get out of this mission.
You're too late.
From Greece,
With all this sinful energy, I'm gonna eat up the top.
and I'm glad you enjoyed the free DLC Wizard. We've all been wondering how the open episode would work and how good of a move it would be. A lot of people have been worrying that it might make being a member not as good an option anymore. Mitsos, is that how you say your name? Mitsos Ganidis? I'm not very proficient in Greek names, so I'll probably butcher the name. But it's nice to see people from all over the world. That's one of the nice things on the internet. You can see people from all over the place. So as you can see, essentially it takes sometimes to set up your damage over time, and even your healing. And while you try to set all that up, you pretty much can get interrupted pretty easily. Although it's not as bad as I remembered. They were supposed to add at some point something that would make it a bit harder for you guys for celestial players to get interrupted. I'm not sure if they've actually made. Essentially, when they were supposed to have made that changed, I remember at the time I didn't really notice that it was. Although I do seem to notice one right now. Or I just sometimes also you get lucky. So maybe I'm just getting lucky and not getting interrupted.
I mean, whatever, I don't care.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I have the same problem. My name is Peter in English. So when I was going to college, I went to an English college, and I would tell people to call me Peter because they had a hard time with my name, sadly. Which you get used to after a while, I suppose. So I guess we're done with all the evil demons, so let's destroy them pedestals.
It's time to meet in the flesh.
He's going to be a smart boy. We definitely are a bit more difficult to interrupt than I remember. Do you live in Brazil or do you live in America?
I appreciate what you've done.
Oh, should I go for the shoulders? Oh, pretty sure. Oh, let's go for the Ottoman. I'm not sure if I'll use it in a base or if I'll sell it. I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, I did the vault before. I didn't realize Brazil was such a bad place to live too. But then again, I don't really keep up with current events, so. So let's see. So let's try and play a few 4-player missions with our little friend here. Should we try Phantom Zone? We'll keep Phantom Zone for later. So usually I'll carry as a healer because that's pretty much what I play 99.9% of the time. Or I'll play a controller if my character is a controller. I guess the tank is the one I don't play quite as much. Oh, I see.
Amanda Waller here. This is now a Suicide Squad
That's gonna be a tough one.
Force X will be assisting you until the objectives are
121 and 125, those guys are going to be really squishy. Oh well.
This is Raven. I'm speaking to you telepathically. I know that you are allied with the witch Circe against my father, so this may be of your interest. I sensed something in the immediate future. Something that threatened my peace and integrity in the area that binds my home.
Not sure where our friends are going. That's a scary thing. I guess we have guys who never did this mission before. Ah, come on. And we lost our controller. Hi, Bank Sonics. And no heal over time, and no power over time from the troll, of course. much I had to use up my supercharge. Essentially, our friend Battle of War is pretty much burning his power to DPS instead of trying to give us power back. we're doing good, although we have a really not so good group for this mission. Come on. So you wear your name well, Dragon. It depends on the group. It shouldn't be a hard alert, but like you can see, our friend Kenny Kick is like the combat rating 109 because his gear is all broken up, and our friend the Bat of War doesn't barely gives power and doesn't even use any debuffs. So he essentially uses his power to try to DPS, which really doesn't help us. So we have two players who aren't very high level, and we have a controller who's high level but who plays, let's say, not so well. So it shouldn't be so hard, but when you have a bad group, it can be... it doesn't turn into a nightmare like certain missions, but it can be freaking hard with a bad group. It happens.
It may be difficult for you to see it with your eyes. Jared is not well. I sense an outside presence.
I do have a video. If you look through my videos, you'll see I have the intro of one of the shows. I have the intro of a show called The Bomberan that I worked on. That's pretty much the only thing I have. The reason why I don't have much stuff on YouTube in terms of animation is that you can pretty much... I don't own any of that stuff, essentially. And some producers don't want you to use their stuff. Like you should see the non-disclosure agreement that we have to sign. Sometimes they don't even want you to post artwork online at all. Like a lot of people will have an online portfolio to show off their work. And sometimes on projects, they don't even want you to show off what you did. So the only thing I have on YouTube, come on. The only thing I have on YouTube is that Bob Moran intro. I figured first I don't monetize it, so hopefully they shouldn't mind if I post it. But you never know. They're usually super strict. Sometimes if you even post so let's get out of here. Essentially, the controller really doesn't give power, and enough is enough. Too many things wrong with this group. It's getting to be a bit frustrating. So let's go repair a little. Let's wait a few minutes. Let's go to Gotham while we wait. But if you look, essentially, some of my animation work is there's the TV series Bob Moran, which is one of the really good series I worked on. There's the feature film Heavy Metal 2000. And there's a few feature film actually. There's one called Snow Day. I don't recall the name. Essentially, we changed the name like 3 times, and I never recall what the final name actually was. I think it was Snow Day, but I'm not sure. And I've worked on a bunch of series, on a bunch of TV series like The Busy World of Richard Scarry or the what's it called? Or Arthur. I should have said that first. So I've worked on a wide variety of series. I've worked on kid stuff, on less kiddie stuff, cartoon stuff, more realistic stuff, so a whole bunch of stuff. Essentially, if you guys ever wondered how to get the miraculous cape, that's how. Essentially, you can farm it here with collections. Oh, it's not there. Okay, so that should be long enough. Let's try and queue for another mission. Well, let's try again with the Cathedral, hoping we'll get a better group. Should I try? Let's try Phantom Zone too. Why not? I would have to say Controller. It's the role I've played the most, so it's probably the one I'm more comfortable playing. Although playing as a healer is uses a lot of the same skill sets. But once you learn to play as a controller, you learn to keep an eye on people's power bar. You learn situational awareness, like to keep track of where everyone and everything is on the map. And that's all things that are useful also as a healer. The only distinction is that as a healer, instead of looking at the power bar, you look at the health bar. You still look at the same stuff.
Fancy meeting you here. Did O send you? My bad.
Oh, I forgot.
Somehow it's a little too big for its quiver. I'm going to scout ahead.
Not much, David. Oh, you have to go into your options. I'll show you in a bit if you're patient. Well, it can help to keep track of characters' moves so that you can see who's doing what. Like if you want to interrupt them or not. Although there's the little symbols also that can do that now, but I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you in a bit. Sorry about that.
To look for GA. You take care of the ninjas.
sure why our friend Lighted Kids burned through his power so much. My guess is he's probably trying to DPS, which is really a good idea. Often you'll see healer or DPS or trollers trying to DPS. Essentially, they'll burn a lot of power to try to DPS, and they'll barely do any DPS at all. By itself, it's not really an issue, but sadly it becomes an issue when they run out of power and they can no longer give power to the group. I'm not sure why I keep on missing my combo.
Hurry! I don't think Raish and Green Arrow are having tea.
Like if we look at our friend Lighted Kids, he burns a lot of power trying to DPS, and he barely does 100,000 damage more than I, and he's more than 10 combat ratings higher than I am. So burning power as a controller or even as a healer, burning power to try to do DPS is so pointless. There's no reason to do that. Usually it only ends up hurting the group. It doesn't really matter here because the group is massively over here. But often it could be a problem.
Raish, I told you, I'm not interested in your Nanda Parbat timeshare.
If you would listen to reason, you could help me create a better Star City, a better world.
I must have something crazy in my ear. I thought I just heard a maniac tell me to listen to reason.
Raish, if you've harmed a single hair on his pretty blonde head...
Finally, I expected you much sooner. Did your little friend slow you down, my dear bird?
Pet names. Really? We dated for like 4 minutes. 4.
La 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 la. Canary, do me a favor and blow out my eardrums so I don't have to listen to this. in Star City, I promise you won't get that foot back.
Rachel Gecko will just Lazarus pit him a new foot.
You are fools, and you will remain fools until the day you die.
Ah, well, at least he's learning.
And that's what's important. Now, if only you would.
This is how I know that you care.
So let's see what we got. We'll look at the scoreboard after. Ooh, some Black Lantern boots. Let's see if we have them. I have no idea if I have them.
I really wish I had my bow. Good news, I still have my fists.
I don't think I have them.
Are you okay?
The mark is
He's
tempting,
like,
but let's go
I
for the
mean,
boots.
well as usual.
No, everyone's gone. So our boosts are 139, so obviously 133 no good, but it should be good for the style. Well, let's collect that little thingy. That collection would give us the Racial Gold Cape. No style. I'll show you. Essentially, you could create an alternate character. That's the best way to, well, that's the cheapest way to get another base. Because all your characters can have access to all your bases. So I'm going to start by answering our friend question from Imricuse. Sorry, Rixzu. Imriczu. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm very sorry. Essentially, to get the character outline, you have to go into your options. It's been a while since I did that, so forgive me if I have to look around a bit. It's probably somewhere in gameplay. Or not. Oh, that is strange. It's not, oh, there it is. You can see there's an option in video. Never thought to look there. So if you can see your character outline, so if we switch it on, and it doesn't work. Okay, let's start by getting out of here. We'll try again. Could have sworn I heard something. Oh, there it is. Normally we should be able to see the outline. Oh, there we go. So you see the little outline around the NPC whenever he's hidden by something, I suppose. As you can see, it doesn't seem to work always. So you can see the outline on some of the NPCs. I'm not sure why it doesn't do that on all of them. So that's pretty much how you get the character outline. Personally, I don't like it, so I'm not sure if does it work on your character? Oh yeah, it does work. So I guess you have to be hidden by an object or something for the outline to actually work. So if you don't want to lose your character behind a truck or a car or a building, I guess the outline can be somewhat useful. As for the bases, you don't need. There's two ways to get multiple bases. The first way, obviously, is if you go to the marketplace, you can go into base items, I suppose, or unless it's an upgrade. Well, let's check. Okay, so if you go into base items and you go all the way down, you will see this little thingy that's called a deed. Essentially, when you're going to purchase that, so you should get your deed into your inventory, and once it's in your inventory, you can go and consume the deed, and you will be able to create a second base, and you can create the base anywhere you want. So your first base could be created in Gotham, and your second base could be created in Metropolis. Or you could, if you create alternate characters. If you give access to your character, to your base, to your character, then your character should be able to use your second base. So let's say you create a first character which is Batman, you create a second character which is Superman. You could share, your Superman could share his base with Batman, and your Batman could share his base with Superman. So you could have Superman's base in Metropolis, Batman's base in Gotham, and then you would have two bases essentially in one base in Gotham and one base in Metropolis. And if you use the base tracking, you can gain. If you use the base tracking, you can have access to all the bases you have the permission to go into. Yes. Sorry, Game Gangster. I was in the middle of something. Yeah, I'm on PS4. Hi to you too. And you can see on the map. No, armories. You have to purchase armories for each character. There's no escaping that, sadly. And if you look, right now, you can see these are all the bases that I have access to in Metropolis. And let's see if I can. I can't see my bases in Gotham. Well, I do have a few videos about that, but now let's take a second and show it to you. If you want more information about the bases, I have, I don't know, about a half a dozen videos on the subject, so that should be able to help you out a bit. And I'll see what I can do right now. But yeah, for the armories, sadly, you have each armory is a single thing. So essentially, I got one free armory with a. Oh, I didn't realize the outline would work here. I have one free armory with my Batman character, and then I had to purchase the other one. Yeah, it is tough out there. So essentially, to give access to your base to other characters, there's a few things you can do. The first thing I would suggest is that add that character to your friend list. That way, when you're going to go into your mainframe, you're going to see your friends here. So essentially, my Black Lantern Batman doesn't have many friends, and there's a reason for that. Is that essentially at some point, what you can do is instead of inviting, you can set the thing so that, let's say here I can set it so that my Magneto can enter my base, and he can use my amenities. So you can set it for your friends. Let's say someone is not in your friend list and you want to add him. You can add the player himself. Or even better, what you can do is that you can add a whole league. So the thing I did is that I just gave access to all my Flashback Universe characters to enter my base. And I gave access to all my Absolute Checkmate characters to access my base. So that way, as soon as I invite someone to Flashback Universe or to Absolute Checkmate, automatically they have access to all my bases thanks to that. Which is why my Magneto did not have access to enter or to use the amenities, because he had access thanks to being in the Flashback Universe league. So essentially all you need to do is to set your permissions so that players can enter your base, use amenities. You can set it also so that they can move items. I never said that. I don't really want other players to move items, and by default I do that with every characters to make sure that I don't mess up at some point. And these, I guess they're fairly new friends. I never gave them access to my base, I suppose. Pretty much the only friends who have access to my base are those who are also part of my leagues. Uh, so that's how you do it. So essentially, what you could do is that you set up, let's say, your first character. He's going to have his base. Then you create and you set the base, let's say, in Gotham. And then you set up a second character. You put his base in Metropolis. And then if you give each character access to the other character's base, then you're going to have access to those bases too, using your teleporter. So here, if we'll take a look, like these are all the bases I have access to. So a lot of those are alternate characters, a lot of those are league mates, and some are even friends. And once in a while, there's even is it with this one? It's with my Magneto. Essentially, I have my Magneto who has access to a few base or a few league halls that I don't really know the people, but I've played with them once or twice. So I hope this made sense, and I'm going to remove the outline. For the outline, I expect that that's what you meant, unless you meant the aura maybe. Oh, no problem, Drango. And for the aura, because I assume when you said the outline, you meant those outline. We don't see it anymore. Oh, I'm so sad now. Let's see. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I had the outline off by default. More often than not, it doesn't really work, or it works only when it wants to. Oh, I guess. There we go. So I assume that's what you meant for the outline, unless you meant the auras. For the auras, essentially it's in accessories. You have to find a new aura, and then you can get a nice red outline like this, or a dark purple like that, or even a ghostly aura like that one. But I assumed you meant the actual outline, so which is why that's what I explained first. I wouldn't spend the marks on new gear at first. Again, if you look at the early videos, I have a few videos with my Batman Beyond once I reach level 30. There are pretty good examples of what to do. The first thing I usually do is that once you can get about 80, 90 marks of victory when you level up your character. The first thing I purchase is the tactical mods 2, and the boost. Essentially, as soon as I have white mods in my gear, that's usually what I purchase first. And as you can see, I'm a bit of a slacker. I still have only beta mods in my gear, and that's a fairly recent addition. For a long time, I had no mods, no color mods. But anyways. So the first thing usually for a long time I wouldn't purchase any of those things, especially with my alternate characters. Sadly, when Game Update 47 came up, holy crap, was the combat rating thingy system was all messed up. Some lower level missions were way too difficult. They were essentially, it's as if they rebalanced it for people who had advanced mechanics, and even then, even with weapon masteries, or it was very difficult to do certain missions. So in order to get a bit of an edge, I would purchase the tactical mods with those characters at the time, and that I got into the habit of it. So I see essentially once my character is more or less around level 30, what I'll do is that I'll purchase the tactical mods in order to give myself a bit of a chance against lower level enemies with my low level character. The the reason why I wouldn't suggest to purchase gear at first, let's go to the Hall of Doom. Let's use some visual aids, which might help a bit. And this being an evil Batman, let's go to the Tech Wing. So once you reach level 30, you can purchase the gear from our little friend Mr. Freeze here. In the Watchtower, it's the same thing, just different NPCs. And you can see the gear is not that expensive at that point, like 39 marks of victory, 36, 33. You can purchase a few pieces of gear if you want to. The problem is that as soon as you start running, as soon as you start playing missions, you will quickly get gear that's even better than this one. So that gear is going to become obsolete really quick, like in not even a matter of days, in a matter of hours. Half an hour later, some of that gear will be gone. So the thing I usually suggest to do instead is that first purchase your tactical mods, and the second thing, I'm not sure if it's Heatwave or Boomerang. Yo lands.
Check it out.
And the second thing you should do is that you should purchase that little utility belt. As you can see, it's a 54 item level utility belt. So again, you can purchase it pretty much as soon as your character reaches level 30. You can purchase that belt. So I would suggest purchasing that belt. So you buy your tactical mods, you purchase that belt, and then playing missions, you will get gear that's as good, if not better, than the gear that you can buy from our friend Mr. Freeze, sadly. So early on, I would just use my marks for the mainframe, and the gear I would wait for the gear. I hope this made sense. And if you want, essentially I have a bunch of videos with a lot of characters. If you look at my Batman Beyond videos, you'll see a perfect example of what I just explained. So let's try and make and play one more mission. Should we even try? Let's try it. Nope, wrong one. Oh, that was quick. If we can get a group like the one we had when we played the normal mission, 144, 144, a healer.
You'll be working with members of Task Force
Oh
X
well.
until the operation is complete. Failure is
I guess they want a troll. Okay. Sadly, and if people say I want a troll, I won't stick around. I won't force them to kick me in 5 minutes. There's no point. You don't want to go into a group that doesn't really want to have you. If they ask you to leave, there's no point in sticking around. If you stick around, either they'll kick you, or it's going to be a painful experience because they'll probably try to do everything to sabotage the mission to piss you off. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of junk we could get rid of. So let's wait a few minutes and let's try and cure for something else. Oh yeah, we have a new yellow mod. Ah, such pretty boots. Let's see what those boots looks like on my evil Black Lantern. And that bright color effect, essentially that's the Wonder Woman emblem that does that. I think I'll stick with my boots, at least for now. The one thing I would like to get is the cape. Well, I guess we could try and go for that. Well, let's give it a try. So for that, I think it's... never remember, is it Blackest Day or Blackest Night? Let's go into Blackest Day. I guess I'm gonna have to take a look at my settings. Again, we have a controller who tries to DPS for some reason. At least that's what I assume. Seeing his power bar empty like that. No problem. I hope I did answer your questions. If not, feel free to ask more questions in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to answer them. And the video will go live as soon as YouTube is done processing it. Will go on YouTube as soon as YouTube is done processing it, so you should have access to it anytime you want. I'm not sure where the tank is going. Or is that the tank? Yeah, that's the tank. You have to buy it from the marketplace. There's no other way. There's no way to get it in game. So you have to buy it in the marketplace. Or I guess you could buy it in the loyalty vendors if you're on PS4 or PS3. I assume Xbox. I have no idea if Xbox has the loyalty vendors. I assume it does, but maybe not.
Jor-El AI is stealing the power of those sunstones to protect itself. Destroy those sunstones down in the chasm. Those fortress controls over there can remove the AI's shield, leaving it defenseless.
Not sure why I keep on missing my combo. Sorry, Drangon, if I gave you bad news. That was weird. Yeah, sadly, there's a lot of stuff they've put on the marketplace. That wasn't too bad. Oh, let's go for the shoulders. 141. That's a slight improvement. Oh, let's take a second to repair. And we're good to go.
General Zod, the trap has sprung.
As you can see, healing our friends in a tight corridor like that can be a bit difficult. And the same with giving power. Like you saw essentially our friend Control Freak does a good job with the power. But being stuck in a small corridor like that, like if you're around the corner, you cannot give power to the players, or you cannot heal them, which sometimes makes things a bit difficult. So if you want, you can more or less use your combo. But if you really don't want to take any chances, you could do your... oh, messed up my combo. You could do your weapon mastery first. Trying to preserve power a bit. But sometimes you have to be Johnny on the spot, so sometimes don't bother finishing your combo. If someone need a heal, just heal. Don't bother with your combo. Because if you too often I'll see healers who'll try to finish their combo. By the time their combo is finished, then they heal and it's too late. Already, even if you don't do that, it can be too late sometimes. I'm sure you've seen it before, how sometimes someone will go from full health to pretty much dead in like 1 second. So if you're not quick to react, there's no way you're going to be able to heal them. And even sometimes there's no way to heal them, but that's another issue. Not sure what our friend is doing.
The Phantom Zone, humans, as General Zod commands.
Oh well. I was trying to grab the barrel to bring it to my friends, but maybe next time. I'm not sure if I'm still in range. Well, doesn't matter. I'll try and use my weapon mastery a bit more to give. It depends. How often do I make live video? Sometimes I'll do multiple videos in one day, but usually I'll try to do maybe one a day. Gadget is pretty good. Takes some getting used to. For some reason, the evil non is has something against the Batman. I'm doing okay. But thanks. But we have a good group, so that pretty much helps. Control Freak does a good job giving us power back. Loadout is a very good tank. At least she seems to be. I know that at some point Non was pretty much focused on me, but it's not the tank's fault. There are some scripted attack that the tank can do nothing about. Any tips for a returning player? Not really. The game is not that different from what it was last November. Despite whatever changes they could have added since then, the game is pretty much the same. The main distinction is the monthly format was a bit different for a while, and that's pretty much over. Essentially, we have one more monthly content, and after that, we're going to go back to bigger DLCs once every 2 months, I suppose. But no, I have to admit, since last November, there hasn't been that many big changes in DC Universe Online. Like they didn't add something like weapon mastery, or they did a few changes to some of the various advanced mechanics. But for that, it would depend on what power you play. And but no, overall, no, the game hasn't really changed all that much since last November. There's a few changes, a few big changes coming up soon. But right now, can't really say that there was anything noteworthy to mention. At least not that I can think of. They added things like, if you dreamed of creating your own Batman, they've added things to the marketplace, like the Batman Call. They've added a bunch of base items, like the Batman base items, or the Flash-based items. So if you've been meaning to have better items for your base, now's the time to get those. Right now there's a Wonder Woman emblem that you can get, so I would suggest to get that right now because it's only going to be available for about a month. And after that, they didn't say it would be gone forever. They said, I think they said that it would be, if it was available at a later date, we would probably have to pay for it. Like it probably would be gone for free, but it probably wouldn't be gone forever. So if you want a free Wonder Woman emblem, now's the time. You missed out on a few. There's a few emblems that they added at some point. They added really cool Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman emblems. Sadly, those were there for about maybe a month, and then they were removed for reasons that we're not clear about yet. We know they were removed for some something about the licensing deal with DCUO's partners. But that's pretty much all the info that we got from Meps about that. So you missed out on some cool emblems and also some cool posters that we could have in our bases. But there's a few really cool base items. There's a really cool Batman Call that you can get now. And right now there's the Wonder Woman emblem. If you ever dreamt of creating a Wonder Woman character, now's the time to. But in terms of gameplay, there hasn't been any noticeable huge changes. There's been a few changes to the advanced mechanics of some of the powers, but that's a case-by-case basis, so you would have to look up what changes, if any, they made to your power. Oh, I hear something. I hope this made sense. Yeah, I've seen the new Justice League trailer. I have to admit I liked it. I'm not really a fan of Batman v Superman, sadly, and I wasn't a fan of Man of Steel before that, so I wasn't really surprised. It was obvious that Batman v Superman was more of the same. I sort of expected the same from Justice League, and it's probably going to be more of the same. But so far, the trailer was fun to watch. It's a bit weird to see a new version of the Flash. We're so used to the version we have on TV right now that it's going to be really hard to accept this new Flash. And sadly, we can see I guess one more example of that. They're essentially pretty much took a lot of their inspiration, but behind Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. A lot of that came from the Injustice game. We knew that already, but this pretty much confirms it. Especially seeing the look of the Flash. But the teaser was fun. Ben Affleck does a great Batman. Everyone pretty much agrees that he was probably the best thing in Batman v Superman, and that I have to agree with that. And I'm not sure why our friend Control Freak is. There you go. So overall, the trailer was fun. I guess they wanted to show us that they listened to fans and they added humor. Although I don't think they actually added anything. They probably just course corrected a bit, but they probably didn't make that many changes. Crap. What I really liked was the Wonder Woman trailer. And the Doctor Strange, yeah, Doctor Strange was really cool. I was a bit worried, and I guess I'm still a bit worried about how they seem to be obsessed about making Doctor Strange's magic science based, as opposed to just let him be Doctor Strange and let him do magic. So I was a bit worried because essentially a lot of what they did seem to plan to do was, it seems inspired by the movie Inception. So I was a little worried at first. When we saw the first teasers, essentially. I guess from the first teaser we had some sort of mixed messages where we had this pretty much this feeling of deja vu, as if we were watching Inception again. But then we had the costume, the look of Doctor Strange, which was spot on. And we also even had the look of the Sanctum Sanctorum, which was again, pretty faithful. Like the big window, holy crap! I never expected to see that in a movie someday. And now we actually saw at least some magic in that new trailer. And so I guess they're going to go for a sort of hybrid look where some of their stuff will be somewhat inspired by something like Inception, but it will have some magic-looking stuff. So I'm not sure how they're going to reconcile the two things in the movie. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. And the look, holy crap, the character looks awesome. When he essentially flips his cape to wrap it around him, it was a really sweet moment. So I really enjoyed the Doctor Strange trailer, and I enjoyed even more the Wonder Woman trailer. Holy crap, that trailer was awesome. A lot of us were worried, and rightfully so. We're worried about how they would maybe drop the ball with Wonder Woman, especially seeing how they seem hell bent on making let's say a hopeless. They seem to hell bent on sucking out all the hope from their movies, all the joy and hope, and I guess that's also one thing that was nice to see in the Justice League trailer is that there was a bit more fun than essentially that I don't know 2 minute trailer for Justice League. We got more fun moments than in just Batman v Superman and Man of Steel combined. So that's encouraging. And the Wonder Woman trailer, it had all the perfect beats. It had some of the action beat they showed us. Holy crap, were those awesome! Holy crap, didn't realize we had so many upgrades. I still hear. It's gone. No, it's not. I guess we can still hear the collection even though it's not there anymore. Anyways, now let's go straight to our base. Oh, I'm hyped for Doctor Strange. The trailer looked awesome. The way it was paced, even the music they used up. It was a really strong trailer. And seeing up some of the magical effects, that was really neat. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's see. There we go. And I'm not really a big fan of Benedict Cumberbatch. I understand that he has his fan base. I didn't understand I didn't understand it for a while. The new Aquaman looks okay. He looks more like Lobo than Aquaman to me, which is a bit disconcerting, I guess, at first. I understand that they're trying to go for a more badass Aquaman. The problem is that the more they try to show us that the Aquaman is badass, and the more they try too hard, I guess. So they pretty much show us the opposite, if it makes any sense. But that's a minor nitpick. So let's see, for the chest, let's go for the core strength. And for the boots, I went too far. I'm iffy about Cyborg. I like the character. I was a big fan of the character when he was part of the Teen Titans many eons ago. But there's something wrong. I guess it's the integration of the live action actor within the CGI suit that looks off somehow.
This is a chance to get in on the ground floor, ocean floor, yeah, whatever.
I'm probably crazy, but at some point I thought that it was completely CGI. Like even the face was just a CGI replica of the actor's face. The way he moved, especially when he talked. When he talked, I thought that whoa, that's okay, that's a CGI face. But it could just be a poor integration of the CGI and the live action together. So that character, sadly, that character will be pretty much CGI heavy, unless they'll probably pull the trick that they pull whenever they try to save some money, is that they'll probably make it so that the actor looks like a human 99% of the time, and only in a few scenes will he transform into the actual cyborg. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. And again, the Flash costume, you could tell that it's obviously ripped off straight from Injustice: Gods Among Us, and a lot of the beats and essentially a lot of the direction they took with the whole franchise pretty much seems inspired by the video games quite a lot. Whether it's Injustice: Gods Among Us or the Arkham games. Let's see, what do we need? One yellow, one blue, and one red. Red, yellow, and blue. Freaking menu. Quite a bit of lag in the menu today. Let's go for a restoration. When you make beta mods, it doesn't matter if you use restorations or essentially all you really need is the card color. Well, I don't mind too much the hair color. I understand that sometimes they'll go for the actor that they want as opposed to the actor that actually looks the part. I guess they don't really. It doesn't really matter to them if the actor looks like Barry Allen from the comics. Uh, they probably have their own idea of that, what they want and what they expect, and they'll go for the actor that they think will be able to give them that. Or sometimes it could just be a thing of maybe he's the producer's friend or the director's friend, and that's the guy they decided to use, no matter what. It happens. But I didn't mind. I didn't mind that the guy had dark hair or anything like that. But I remember at some point there's this YouTuber whom I enjoyed watching her videos, Grace Randolph, who really love that actor. And I have to admit, I don't understand why because he, I guess he doesn't do anything for me. But he's very pretty, so maybe she's letting her female perspective warp her perception a bit. It happens. But then again, I haven't seen. I think I've seen like one movie when he has a really small part, and even then, I'm not even sure if I actually saw anything with him. Daniel West. I'm not sure if I've seen him. What he looks like. What does he look that bad? Although for the Flash villain, they could pull us uh, the same trick they did with season two, where essentially the villain was what's his name, Tony Todd, the guy who was playing Candyman essentially, and turns out it was a misdirect. Although we sort of knew that, we knew that the Ozari was only doing the voice for reasons. But who knows? Maybe that guy at Daniel West, maybe he's another misdirect. They seem to like doing that kind of stuff. So let's see what skill point could we use. But no, so far the actor playing the Flash in the film seems okay. I just personally I see no point, and we have a great Flash on the TV show. We have a Flash that the audience responds well to, and why not use him in the film? The same goes with pretty much all the actors, characters, and the TV shows. The audience responded well to those guys, so no, why not use them in the film? I know that there's a cleavage between films and TV, and there's a lot of politics and back dealings and stuff like that. So that even though Warner is like it looks like one company, it's essentially made up of a truckload of smaller entities. And the movie side is one entity, the TV side is one entity. Even there's multiple TV sides. There's the Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends Tomorrow TV. There's the Gotham TV. Not sure if Lucifer is the part of the Gotham thingy or if it's a third thingy. So essentially, it's all different small fiefdom who are pretty much competing against each other. Oh, let's try that. I was tempted to call it quits, but since we have something popping up. Well, they seem to make him more like the Rebirth version. If you look in Rebirth, essentially he's no longer silver and red. He's now going to be yellow and red, just like in the trailer for the TV show. So they seem to try to have some sort of company synergy and to try to sync up their various version of their characters. But then again, on the other side, you're going to have two different flashes. So who knows? For Guardians, we saw nothing this weekend, unless something came up today. Marvel, I have to admit, Marvel did drop the ball a bit. They barely released anything. Other than the Doctor Strange trailer, I'm not sure they released anything worthwhile. So you would have expected at least a clip from Guardians of the Galaxy. I Orange. Just waiting to see if the mission will start or if someone will decline again. But yeah, for Guardians of the Galaxy, you would have expected at least a clip or something. Oh well. I don't really have anything rare, and whatever I have, usually I'll save for some other characters. So sorry about that. The only rare thing, let's look at what the Ottoman looks like. I'm not sure if it's what I think it is, but let's go and make sure. Depends if you play on PS and PS or PC. So let's see if I made a good choice in taking that Ottoman. Probably not. If it's what I think, probably just wasted. Not too bad. Oh, again. I guess third time will be the charm. Oh, there we go. So let's give a little bow to everyone. So that's a brand new.
Ranks and Quad are both under attack, and even I cannot be in two places at once.
Well, thank
Therefore,
you.
will find Lissa Drac and assist her in defending.
Essentially, I'm going to have another live stream tomorrow at 5. 5 will be the regular thing, I suppose. Tomorrow I'm planning to use a Superman, so if you tune in tomorrow, you should see my Superman in action. I'm not sure why the tank. There we go. Ah, come on. I don't think so. But thanks for the offer. So I guess we're going to be done for today.
I hope you brought your water wings, because Ocean Master's got a job for you. Sure, he may not sit at the big table in the Hall of Doom.
So we
He's got
raised
a
our
secret
combat
plan
rating
to take
a
out the
tiny
Loadout post of
bit.
his half-brother, Aquaman. This is a chance to get in on the ground floor. Ocean floor? Yeah, whatever. I'm adding the location to your communicator. Queue up when you're ready for a fish fry.
Oh, and now we can purchase that. So tomorrow, tomorrow we'll try another live stream at 5. I'll try to play. Yeah, I'll play with my Superman character. It's okay. It happens. I'm pretty much done anyway for now. I might do another live stream. Nah, I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow. So tomorrow at 5, I should do a Superman live stream. Hopefully, I'm still figuring out how to properly use the firepower. And I think I kind of found a way to be able to I think I found a way to be able to I remember you, weird. Sadly, you made it pretty much at the end of the stream. But if you want to watch the whole thing, as soon as YouTube is done processing the video, it should be available on YouTube. Sorry. So tomorrow, live at 5 again, we'll have our friend Superman. We'll try to experiment a bit with the firepower. So if you guys are looking for information about fire, tomorrow will be the day, and we'll try to figure out a few things together. The tank role is the role I've played the less. I've barely played it a handful of times, and even then, I didn't really know what I was doing. So it's the role I know the least. So tomorrow we'll try to experiment a bit with our Superman character. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.